Hello, I am Chef Kristen, Chef Mrs. CBD of Chefs by Design. Welcome to our home. This is Chef Shows at Chef's House, sharing our chef house. And we are featuring today Cannabis, our Mother Gaia Green. And we are talking about, all of the loving details that we know. These are just straight up oils. They're more, the Rick Simpson oil is a solvent extracted oil from butane. Butane is used to refill your torches. I don't recommend you make the extract when you can just add cannabis to fat, being coconut oil and water, and boil it up on your stove like you're boiling up noodles. You know, a little bit longer, a little bit more of a process. Okay, there's a bit more that goes with it, but it's not too bad. So we have the root, we have from seed, we have flower, we have root, ground down, we have flower, we have stem. Stem is material, stem is building, stem carries on, and we go more focused into the flower. The seeds, of course, we eat or we regrow, so I'm gonna let those set aside as well. The root, flower, and then the buds are done. So when you cure and set, then you want to store your cannabis, not in plastic bags ideally, but more in like the glass jars like that. And if you're storing it in the freezer, you can do a pillow puff, have air in a bag, a sealed bag, or you can pyrovac it like that. So these ones are going into coconut oil, so we're okay that they have that there's, squished a bit. That's not gonna harm because we're gonna boil this up for some time. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. First, we're gonna talk about the bubble hash. So we take the dry bud and we can either take this over a sifter and we can sift from different grades, which are wonderfully put together here. So, this little packet is a set of bags. These are special bags that go over top of a bucket and they interlayer each other and they're color coordinated to show you the different mesh size strain. Okay, so the micron level, the higher the number, the more micron, just like the knife skills, chopping an onion that I showed in a different segment. So here we go. You've got a mesh screen and you're going to basically put your frozen cannabis, fresh frozen or dried cured bud into a ice water bath and agitate. Then that gets mixed into a bucket filled, this lined, right? This is lined over a bucket. Hold it over the bucket. And you have all of these layered, stuffed into each other. You pour that ice water of hash and everything in, and then you strain through, of all the flowers and ice, and you strain through, and all of the cannabinoids, they trickle off through the water hash, and then they separate through the different mesh screens, and then you basically extract, you pull from these, and then you remove the product, and then you let it dry and cure naturally. In a organized environment, which we can share further about that later. I don't have those numbers specifically on me because I can't wait to do it and get to know it all myself a bit better than sharing what I could just read offline. So I'm going to wait to share that personally because I don't know it. And I look forward to it. So we've never used these bubble bags. We don't have enough cannabis and our flowers didn't get anywhere near what they could. It definitely doesn't look like that picture. So yeah, another day we will use these. They will continue to sit for a rainy day. So yeah, we were given these as a gift from a friend and they are true beautiful bubble bags. So we're super excited to use these one day. We think Mark Bubbleman is awesome and we love Hash Church and are super big fans of the whole family entourage because it really is about the entourage, isn't it? Kimberly in Cranbrook, Kootenays, where we're moving to. And we got some Hank. This is Bubbleman's Hank. I've had some of it. Oh, it's so beautiful though, so beautiful. They say it changes the terpenes with the irradiation. Some we were also informed, Tyler was informed, that some companies can choose to have it irradiated. So good thing we can choose that one, because we don't want that. When we're curing our cannabis, it's wonderful that you can, the goal is to try and preserve, of course, the integrity in its best fashion, but by that is a lot of the flavonoids, and that is from the terpenes. So there's linalool, there's limonene, there's myrcene, there's neroli, there's pinene, beta-caryophyllene, linalool, yeah. And then some of these, like for instance, this one, will share with you the different cannabinoids and what it tested at. So when you go to then smoke this and inhale it by heating it, will then give you the psychoactivity from the heating and how much you're heating. Vaping in this sense is the lower temperature is the best. Ultimately, we all sacrifice for that harder, hotter toke. It's not ideal. If you're going to ingest the lowest temp, cold temperature dabbing is best, which is basically your cold vaping. So as low as you can go on that scale, and anything above that, you will increase more of the psychoactivity and you'll get more of a euphoria, heavier feel. Your cannabinoids will be activated in different ways, and they will work with each other, what's going on in your body, given that time, with everything else that's happening. You know, what else do you know, what are you eating? What are you ingesting? You know, how is your sleep and your exercise and your mood and, you know, your stress levels? So everything plays. So that's why I don't oversweat it. It doesn't hurt. I'm here to share with you guys how much is too much. Well, if I were to say to you, you know, I have over 100 milligrams of cannabis a day, but what does that mean? That means nothing to me, because I have CBD, I have THC, I have THCA, and I have it in raw form, I have it in oil, right, from a flower, I have it in an oil form, and then I put it on topically, and the amount I put on topically soaks in differently. I don't use it for suppository, but you can use this straight up. Cannabis coconut oil is our medicinal oil, is that we make and activate. That can be basically right up. You can put it into a mold, you can put it into some type of little vial, there you go, there's one. You know? Yeah. So we got these from dispensaries to try and to see, and I can't even like try them. They were so gummy. They were like tar, trying to pull it out of the little packet. And so, yeah. Yeah, it's just like these little vials. There's another one, right? So I'd rather just make it myself, know where it came from my garden, you know? And now it's time to share the cannabis coconut oil. You can use any fat. We love coconut oil because it is heat stable, and for the most, I don't know how much it transforms with all of the heat and boiling, but as far as we know, it is okay. So I'm going with that, and I have been, and it's working for us for now, and it works for us. So yeah. So again, I use this. I usually will take it internally and put it on topically, use it as lube. You can use it as suppositories, and you can use it as, well, you can just then add it to your edibles. But if you're, you know, if you're looking to try to have this as a like balancing your homeostasis, you want this routinely. You want to build a program. You want to add this into your regime. And so if you're fueling by the choices like this, and this is actually just a straight up olive oil. I was just showing some other brands. So olive oil, and this is the CBD, flowers, coconut oil, olive oil and coconut oil. So they're doing both. And so that's hemp roots, and they have red belted conch, which is right there. Turkey tail, we've got that too. They've got licorice, ashwagandha, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, and hemp CBD flowers. So very cool. So that's all straight up medicine. That's all what we take. I do not make edibles. I do not take edibles. I don't have edibles kicking around my house. There's no chance taken, or anyone can just pick up something and eat a food item that we've made. These things are on the market. This is actually a mushroom. This is a mushroom psychedelic peanut butter with Reese's Pieces. But look at this. The stuff is super neat looking, super fun. Reminds me, I'm from the 80s. So to me, nerds, like I want to crack this open and rock it. But no, I totally don't, because it's completely artificial. You know, the stuff is poison. We have to just realize that food colors and the high fructose corn syrup is toxic. You know, glyphosate sprayed items that then we make food out of is toxic. So it's some hard conversation has to be said. So I'm here to say it. I'm here to say the uncomfortable. Stay tuned for more high tea talk. So here's a cannabis oil. Yeah, this is another Frank's Dank Red Hot. Dank's Red Hot. Nanotechnology. THC distilled, soy lecithin, cayenne red pepper, vinegar, salt, garlic powder. 4 tablespoons is 50 milligrams of THC. 1 tablespoon is 12.5 milligrams of THC. So often when these items say just THC or whatever CBD base, they, if it's being boiled up in a hodgepodge stew like this, what we're about to do by making our oil, integrity is gone. They stay when you're doing, when you preserve them, of course, when you don't touch anything and you make a bubble and you dry sift. But if you're also doing the CO2 extraction, which is also a solventless extraction, nice and sweet, orangey, lemony, just light lemony. So that's kind of creamy, shiny, tacky, honey, gooey, right? And pasty. So this has got heavy terpenes, super raw. You taste it as it gets inhaled through the vape, but you're tasting it's like tea. You're drinking a tiramisu tea. You're not eating a tiramisu slice of a tiramisu. You are just taking the essence in. So it's very much the same, but they have beneficial added benefits to balancing our homeostasis as well by helping our bodies work synergistically. So it's pretty wonderful that cannabis is really a no-fail, and the more you can get in, the better. Just don't fall asleep and knock your socks off, you know, and put your candles in water just in case. You know, you don't want to be falling asleep to any candles. No way, Jose. Yeah, so THCA, or I can just take it from my fresh plant. So these have been sitting for a bit. I can, you know, kind of use them and not go and purchase because I have my own in the freezer. So we took a lot of the raw material and just bagged it, and so it's ready to go. And of course the cannabinoids do give you a lot of their own medicinal value. It's not just the phytonutrients. So, you know, this with the plant material, because I don't really have any cannabinoids that got pulled from it, would actually be beneficial, right? See, back to reconstructing the deconstructed. And while I take the coconut oil and while I take the CBD every day. So topically, internally, both together, synergistically, all around, homeostasis is all together. So that's what seeds look like. These are some hemp seeds. We don't really have a supply of seeds, but we look forward to growing that one day and hopefully getting some from some awesome people. If you're willing to share some, we'd love some. We definitely struggled with our supply. We had Texas time warp last year, and that was really good for the humidity and the moisture around our climate. So we recommended that, and that actually turned out really good for us. This is that right there from our last year. So inside, these are the Veda packets. They're humidity balancing packets. Oh man, that's incredible. Just like popping. Oh, so fragrant and fresh, and she doesn't smell farmy at all. So this is our Cannabis from last year that we grew. Yeah, that's our girl from last year.